going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to my reflection show, man. The show where I just kind of sit down with you guys, give you guys my thoughts after I've had a little bit of time to digest whatever it may have been in the game before. Obviously, yesterday's 2-0 loss to West Ham and the fallout from that, and just my thoughts on it really, and just on a bigger scale. And again, of course, we're back here at this point. Just so alarming, so alarming when you just deep what happened yesterday. And I sort of taken in, a lot of people have messaged me saying about the conversation I had with Wan-Bissaka and stuff. And like when I actually deep that convo, it just shows you how shit it is in there and how low they're feeling. And when I look at this squad and see how bad we are, it's like there's so many factors wrong with this squad. Like the lack of quality in this squad is absolutely diabolical, and it's like it's not going to change with this set of players, which we already know. We already know that, but I'm saying when it sinks in about like, yeah, this group of players can get the odd win here or there and nick a win here and there, but whenever you try to, we can't build upon it. I watched Liverpool Arsenal yesterday when I got back home, and of course, listen, of course, when you watch the two best teams in the league as well as City, but in those two go at it end to end, and it has a lot of stuff, but just like the way that they attack, and it's like we're a million trillion miles off it. And I look at what Ten Hag's doing to the squad, or what he's not doing, should I say. I just can't inspire them. And then the quality that has to work with is absolutely awful. And I saw a video with Stephen Howson. He was saying it as well, and I agree. He was like, this is the worst Man United team he's ever seen. And I thought, that's a bit, sometimes we say that, and like, is it really that deep? Like, let's break this down. But it is. It really is. Like, you look at the front three, and we said it before, it's like, most of them shouldn't be anywhere near it. Like, I'm sorry, the Højlund situation, I keep kind of talking about it in my head and out loud, and I'm more like, he's just not ready to lead the line for Man United. Park the bit about like there's no service to him, which there isn't, by the way, because he makes good runs and no one plays to him, no one looks for him, no one plays to his strengths. That is 100%. But I'd say 50% on the other point is that I don't think this kid, it's not his fault. It shows how shit Man United is run, that they've bought a kid who's not prolific yet. He's still learning his trade, and stuck him up front with no help. Like, what are we playing at? He's played like 13, 14 games and can't hit a barn door because poor guy's got no service. And in this stage of his career, he shouldn't be leading the line for Man United. Højlund should not be leading the line for Man United because he's not good enough. He should be coming off the bench last 15, 20. Or if he's not going to do that, he should be in a team that creates chances. He should be in a steady, stable team. I look at our youngsters. Willy Cambuelo come in yesterday. I bigged him up yesterday when I saw him in the mixer, and I said, listen, kid, listen, bro, you done well. Like, get your head up. Like, that was the best you could have done considering, you know what I mean, the circumstances you came into. You had some good moments as well. So you want to protect our kids, And I look at Kobbie Mainoo, who obviously makes a mistake for the second goal, but we're not onto Kobbie for that. That happens. Actually, apart from that, he actually had a good game. And he'll come. That's absolutely fine. You don't blame the youngsters in these awful moments. But I'm looking at our senior pros, right? And like, who have they got? Like, who have they got to look up at? Either they're too young themselves and ain't doing it. Look at Garnacho. I think we're starting to see. I said it already with the Rashford thing. I'm not saying Rashford hasn't been shit. I'm not saying that Rashford should start all the games now and all that, and he's learnt his lesson and he's changed. I'm not saying that, but we can see that Garnacho is still too raw. Like, what the quality that he displayed yesterday was absolutely shocking. And that's not me, trying to diss him and say he shouldn't play for us. It's me just putting things into perspective of he's not there yet. Again, it's not Alejandro Garnacho's fault. Why? He should have the superior in Marcus Rashford that he just can't displace, because Rashford's setting a great example. And clearly, when we've been calling for Garnacho to start, it's because Rashford hasn't been doing what he's supposed to do, which is what my point is. The senior pros set a shit example for our young players. It's not a stable ship to come into. our young players can't really learn from them. Look, if you ask them to their face, like, what's it like to play with Bruno and be in training with Rashford? And of course, they're young kids. They're going to big up these guys. But essentially, there's no example to lead. Anton was pointing out about Bruno's selfishness yesterday and the sort of things that he does and that he's not doing. And I'm like, I can't defend it, how he's playing. Like, his performance yesterday was absolutely atrocious. His attitude was absolutely atrocious. The throwing the arms up, the lack of sort of like lead, like look the rest of the team to be able to the lack of them being able to look at him and say he'll get us through it. He'll get us through it. Like, you'd look over, like Rio said, you'd look over to Roy Keane. You go, fuck, Roy, what do we do? What do we do here? Roy said, don't worry, I'll get us through this. I'll set an example. Whether it's Brian Robson, big players looking to him, go, Robbo, what do we do now? I'll get us through this. Whether it's Eric Cantona, don't worry, I'm going to get us through this. Bruno's not that. Bruno's not that. I just kicked my camera out of frustration. Bruno's not that. He's not. And the sooner we realise that these types of players, and I say the sooner we realise, some of you may already realise, and I don't want to be reactionary saying, oh, Flex is not. Bruno, listen, Bruno is a good player. Bruno is a good player. And in moments of games, he can be the complete difference maker. He's done it many times before, and he's done it even this season. I'm not criticising that bit. I'm talking about in the shit moments, when the chips are down. He's not helping us. He didn't do it yesterday. People said about the Liverpool game, if we would have played, how different would it have looked? You look at Scott McTominay. Again, if he doesn't score a goal, he doesn't do anything. There's nothing there. And so poor Kobbie Mainoo's got that in front of him. So how on earth is Kobbie Mainoo in midfield going to learn? How is he going to flourish? How is he going to grow under them circumstances? It's rotten. Anthony. I mean, first half, you know, look, he should have an assist, to be fair to Anthony. He cuts in after they give the ball away. And he takes the right touch and plays the right pass, and Garnacho can't sort his feet out where he should score. But overall, what Anthony does, absolutely nothing. I don't know if it's because him and Emerson are both Brazilian or whatever. It just can't do anything. He could be our worst buy ever because of how much money we paid for him. Absolutely awful. And when you see the things that Laurie Whitwell was writing about, you know, we identified that he cost 25 million a couple of years before, and we ended up paying 80. It just shows what we're on. And then I look at Eric. And and like, put it this way, what I'm starting to be more vocal about, because it's going through my head more, is the reasons why we want to. The reasons why I want to keep Ten Hag, and let me know how you guys think. The reasons why I want to keep Ten Hag, most of them are not to do with how well he's doing. Obviously, like they're to do with external factors, extenuating factors that basically give him a bly. Ineos are not here yet, so let them come in. More players need to leave, so let them leave. Injuries need to come back, so let them come back. And 4, who do we get now? Like Darren Fletcher to the end of the season, or Steve McLaren to the end of the season. 4 things. That's 4 reasons. Now, the 5th could be, I believe he's a good coach and, you know, he'll get it right and he needs time and we need to break the cycle and those types of things. But the first 4 reasons that I want to keep Erik ten Hag are not necessarily linked to the mad faith that I have in him to return us back to greatness. Now, of course, we kind of have to take a step back, because the bigger picture, the whole picture, is everything needs to change at the club. But you know what? If Ineos came in and said, scrap the lot of it, I'm saying the lot of it, upstairs, the players and the manager, I wouldn't be opposed. Excuse me, I wouldn't be opposed. And that is the thing. That is the situation where I'm going, so really, Erik ten Hag's not doing a good job. He's doing a shit job. And I am starting to sort of think, like, I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. But look, he hasn't had a settled this. But look, he hasn't had a settled that. I'll give the right amount of blame towards those things, the right percentage. But I think these percentages are getting a bit skewed, if I'm honest. You know? And the types of players that we've got. I mean, we've got Aston Villa next. Oh my goodness. We haven't scored a goal in 4 matches, guys. 4 games, and we don't look like it. Only Sheffield United Only Sheffield United have scored fewer goals than Man United. Sheffield United is the only team in the league who's scored less than us. You know? And Johnny Evans having to play with Willy Cambuella shows you exactly where we are as a team. And as Luke Shaw said, there's no excuses. Man United have now gone 4 games without a goal. And will enter the Christmas period, right, with just 18 goals from 18 games. You've got 80 million Anthony. You've got Rashford on a new 350 grand, 400 grand contract. You've got Højlund who costs 64 million pounds. You've got Bruno, who we laud as one of the best attacking midfielders in the league. You've got a young, you know, up and coming Garnacho. That's 5 players. 5. Talk about bloody Martial. Don't really count, but he's got more goals than Højlund at the moment. That's 6. And our top scorer is like McTominay. And before that, it was like Casemiro or Varane or some shit. Like, it's absolutely disgusting with where we're at. And again, Luke Shaw said about if, you know, it wasn't good enough if we scored a first goal, maybe the result was different. Yeah, probably would be. But that's just it. Once we don't score the first goal, this team has nothing. Nothing. We've scored the same. Look at this stat. Man United have scored the second least amount of goals in the Premier League this season, 18. Equal with Luton, equal with Burnley, and equal with Palace. Now, apart from Crystal Palace, who are just usually doing all right, they're not going to go down. It's relegated. We're scoring relegation numbers. We're scoring the amounts of goals that teams that are looking to go down score. Big Man United with big investment. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. What's some of the other things that that they were saying? You know, when you look at the away form again, it's another away performance against a top 9 team, top half team, whatever. They've leapfrogged us into 6th, where we can't win away from home. No bottle. You know, even the away fans yesterday, half of them walked off at the 85th minute. It's pathetic. Man United have lost more games than they did last season, and were 8th in the Premier League with a -5 goal difference and out of Europe. Like, we're regressing. Erik ten Hag is taking us backwards. He is. As well as the squad being shit, as well as the squad not doing what we want it to be, as well as the squad not having the right quality and players need to leave, all of that stuff, we are going backwards. Meanwhile, you know, we've got players on huge contracts who are just lauding it and doing piss all. So, yeah, against Aston Villa, again, strap yourselves in, hope and pray, because we're probably going to get moved to. I don't know where our next goal is going to score. Who's going to score? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Honestly, it feels weird saying smash a like on a video because obviously it's not positive, but guys, it's just a real bad time. A real bad time. Loads of content coming anyway. As you know, I've got the preview coming out with Gabby Agbonlahor. About to go and record that. Obviously, he's going to come on Smoke. I ain't going to let him talk too much shit, but at the end of the day, he's going to be right about a lot of the things he says because we're in absolute shambles. That'll be out on Christmas Day. But I spoke to a few Man United fans who are in the media, sort of in the press box and in the media area yesterday. And you know how detached they are? They said, listen, don't let Man United ruin your Christmas. Don't let Man United ruin your mental state of mind. Detach yourself. And it is hard because we're fans and we love the club. But I would advise you, don't let these lot mess up your Christmas or your festive period. Or if you're just off work because you don't celebrate Christmas. Don't let them do it. They're not worth it. That's what I would say. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you on another video soon. Peace.